I'd like to welcome our internationally renowned figure in the field of integrated Chinese medicine with over 30 years of clinical and academic research experience in the United States, Europe, and Israel, Dr. Yair Maimon. Yair is president of the ETCMA European TCM Association, president of ICCM, which is the International Community of Chinese Medicine, director of Marple Integrative Medical Center, dean of TCM Academy for Interpretive Medicine. He's also founder and former director of the Integrated Oncology Research Center in Shaba Medical Center in Israel. So we are delighted that he's joining us here today as our keynote speaker. So without further ado, welcome Dr. Yair Maimon.
Thank you, Jennifer. Thank you for inviting me here. I would like to thank all the people who are involved in organizing it. Believe me, it's a year work. We are all kind of enjoying it. So I'd like to thank also to Pia, to Ian yesterday for organizing the ARC Day, to Helen, and obviously to you, Jennifer, Caroline, and all the staff. Well, the British Acupuncture Association is one of the oldest and the well-established one. And I must say that you are here, so you're not aware of, but most of the European Association are looking up to the BAcC as a great model of achievement. And even navigating through the COVID and everything. It's so to me, it also carries a lot of responsibility. And I will briefly talk about it soon. I would like also to acknowledge we have two of our board members, one of the old-standing board members, Jasmine Uddin, who has also been a former president, and I'm sure you all know her, and Aram Akopian, who is the head of our communication committee, and Gil Ton, who is part of the research task force. I'll briefly introduce the ETCMA just kind of first, for a particular reason, which I'll touch in the last slide. Okay, so the brief introduction has a meaning, and then I want to introduce a project and allow us to grasp, have a wider view of our profession and where we want our profession to be in 5 years. Because almost everything we do today, at least at the ETCMA, has the scope of where do we want to lead, because this leadership is upon us. So just briefly, the ETCMA has 33 professional societies from all over Europe, from 22 countries, almost 30,000 members, and we carry MOUs in relationship with many other countries in the world. So we are very kind of widely spread as far as our relationship with the world, and specifically related to TCM and acupuncture. Our vision is always to integrate fully Chinese medicine into healthcare practice. I think that Chinese medicine as a system has something extremely important to offer to humans' health. But it is a grassroots movement, so it is something that we have to strive to make it happen, although we all know it in our daily experiences. We act in different areas, from education to advocacy to developing standards, international standards. We're actually following now the BAcC model of relationship with the NCCOM, of accreditation of education. We want to duplicate it to other associations to make it like a kite mark, like a standardization. And I think one of the most important things today, and I mean, the death of Elizabeth, the Queen Elizabeth, is a kind of end of an era, I think in many ways. And it's like the end of COVID, the end of... There is this deep feeling, we are moving into a slightly different era. And this era has a lot of challenges, but also a lot of opportunities. And this, I think, where we have to think about how we can protect our title, how we can protect our scope of practice, how we can upgrade it, and to have this kind of vision ahead. So we are doing it at the ETCMA level in many different aspects, as I mentioned before, and also in research and collaborating and helping also, especially to promote this inner communication in our community, which is not so great as we would like. We have been part of the UNESCO Day, which gave Chinese medicine this scope of understanding it as a world treasure. I just came out 2 days ago from a WHO meeting, the regional meeting for all places. It happened in Israel. I mean, we are in the Eurovision. I'm from Israel, sorry, I didn't say. So we are in the Eurovision. We are also at the WHO European, and obviously we are in the ETCMA. It was very enlightening place to see how we can penetrate into WHO. I can tell you, all very difficult, but with the right strategies, everything is possible. And you can just follow some pictures. So you see the CEO of the WHO and our Minister of Health. And then we had a great discussion later about integration. Unfortunately, he will be there only for 4 months. So we are changing governments. But he is extremely keen. The Israeli situation is very interesting. It's a model that we can discuss later. So our whole aim is to empower the profession. And our deep acknowledgement is together we are stronger. I mean, we do need this togetherness in order to do anything impactful. And when we are talking about impactful, this is where I want to introduce this One Voice Big Evidence project. We have created a consortium of Europe, Australia, and North America, involving all the associations or major associations in North America. It's the NCCOM, the Council of Acupuncture, the Board of Schools, which is involved in all the schools in North America. In Australia, it's the biggest association of Chinese medicine in Australia. By the way, in Australia, they are fully regulated and integrated. It's quite an amazing model. The same now in New Zealand, and to some degree in Portugal, and to some degree in Switzerland. So we have a lot of models emerging to look for, and from Europe, it's the ETCMA. So we created a steering committee. We've been working for half a year, already meeting on a monthly basis and creating subcommittees. The aim of creating this One Voice Big Evidence project, first of all, was this one voice, that we will all unite together with one message. Here I'm already inside the project, so maybe I should go back here. I just had the quick talk with Richard from York School. You're here. And he said he's bringing students of medicine to their school. Hi, Richard. And third-year students, and they show them some evidence, and they say, wow, there is evidence in acupuncture, that they're like shocked. And it means that we are not conveying the right voice across. I mean, one of the wide voice options is saying acupuncture has evidence. Acupuncture is an evidence-based medicine. But that should appear on everybody's websites, on all the association websites. It should all the time go this message to the media. So this is a kind of strategy that we can take as a profession worldwide and start to convey messages. The idea behind the big evidence is exactly the same. We have a coding inside the WHO. The medical world is built on coding. Everything is coded. This is how the WHO, it started with mortality, is coding every disease. If you have back pain, you have a code for back pain. If it's a left side back pain, you add something else. If it's a chronic one, you add something else. And that's how internationally a database can be collected and shared. And this is how the world dealt better, like in the case of pandemic, because people can die from pneumonia, from COVID, from other disease. So each one has a code. Immediately it goes into a database, and this database can be shared. And a lot of decision making is done on this. And obviously insurance, everything is now coded. Chinese medicine has this treasure of being coded. If you go into the ICD 11 website of the WHO, chapter 26, I'll show a little bit later more, you suddenly see codes, but like 400 or 500 codes for everything. I was for 8 years part of this coding groups. There were groups all over the world, in the East and in the West, coding for, so you can't imagine whatever you can code. Yin, yang, whatever you would think about. So the idea is to take a one disease, like back pain, to diagnose it both in Western and Chinese medicine, and to show that we can integrate this coding. The goal of the project is much deeper, because it's to, first of all, to create a big impact, to show that we can create a database collectively worldwide and share it. There's a lot of ramification for future research, for, as I say, for future insurance reimbursement, for guidelines for practice. Once we are showing that we can cooperate well with Western medicine, it also can enlarge our ability to integrate into the system. And the most important is to position Chinese medicine as a medicine. All our threats are from people who are doing needling, dry needling, medical acupuncture, whatever you name it, but they don't do the medicine. Our heart and the most treacherous things that we have to protect and bring back to human health is this word, medicine, because we are doing medicine. To me, we are physicians. There's no other way to describe somebody who is doing Chinese medicine. There can be a variety of practices, you can diagnose in different ways, but eventually we do medicine, and we do the same medicine, all of us. So the idea of the project is to show that it is medicine, because only someone who understands Chinese medicine can code. Even yin and yang, kidney yang, liver qi stagnation, you must understand this concept in order to code. If you studied a weekend or 2 weekends or whatever, short time, you don't fully understand the scope of medicine. So this is as I said, the steering committee. And I said this is the key stakeholder. We are representing more than 50,000 practitioners worldwide. So it's a big representation. And this is, by the way, how it looks. This is when you open the WHO website. You open the 26th chapter. Then you will see on the supplemented chapter, you can go to different models. So then you go to organ system. You have all the organ system. Or you go into patterns, and then you can go into very specific patterns. This is an example of how you code. So there is a disease. And due to shortage of time, I'm running it fast, but you understand the idea. So like Western medicine code for back pain will be this. For Chinese medicine, you start differentiate. Is it deficiency or excess? Each one has a code. So we start even from high level. Then if it's kidney yin deficiency or kidney yang deficiency. If it's eventually back pain from kidney yin deficiency, so you code it. This is the Western code, and this is the 2 Chinese codes. The whole idea is a feasibility study, just to show that we can code as a profession. But as I said, the ramifications of it are greater. To me, especially to establish this worldwide one voice. And worldwide one voice starts actually by giving a proper name to our profession. You know how many names there are? It's Chinese medicine, Oriental medicine, acupuncture. I mean, it goes on and on. We have to unify with a name. We have to unify eventually with the standard of education, with the scope of practice. And this will have dramatic meaning of how well we'll be integrated in the future. In this specific research, we are building a database of 10,000 cases, of just documenting the cases, and then we'll publish it. So as I said, this impact can be on many different levels. First of all, to position ourselves as a medicine, to integrate us into the health system, and to start working with an international database. Again, just if you have to drop names, you drop big names. So WHO is obviously a big name. And it can serve us to create guidelines, research, integrate into insurance and reimbursement on many levels. And because it's not just insurance, it's the NIH, it's hospitals, it's everything that guide us. This is where I started, and this is where I want to end. We need leaders. We need people to help. We need you. I mean, it's not about somebody talking about it, it's about taking a personal step. I think England has a lot, and the English community of Chinese medicine has a lot to offer. First of all, you speak good English. It sounds funny, but it is important. You know, it's very difficult for somebody with a second language to communicate well, to write papers, to do a lot of communication well, and English is the language. Secondly, as I said, this is one of the oldest established place for Chinese medicine. I myself, I studied in England back in the 80s, so I kind of have my own roots here, so to speak, and I know the quality. And I know the quality of the people, and I know the abilities. And as I said, this is the time that we need leadership, we need support, we need help. We are just organizing, but we need, people to work with us on different projects. By the way, we are going to work in the near future is with different task forces in different areas of interest. So if you have area of interest, we will accommodate you. Believe me, you bring me your passion. We'll support you to lead it. And not just to lead it, and to lead it Europe-wise and then globally. You're welcome to look at the website of the One Voice. It's acupunctureonevoice.org, so you get all the information. This is my email, our secretary email. She's more efficient than me, so you can write there first. But as I said, the message is do be part of it in any way you wish. We are, again, very thankful for the BAcC for their support all along the way. And I'll be here also until tomorrow afternoon, so you can grab me for any ideas, questions. Basically, we are here to serve you. So thank you very much, and all the best.